one particular website which will be which will access all the others. But of course, it needs a lot of research just to do that particular one. So who's got the time to coordinate this? I mean, I could coordinate it. I don't feel I necessarily have the skills, so maybe we need to pull some people together. And that's it. So really, give us some feedback if you want. It's not the kind of talk that needs a lot of questions and answers, but if you've got any questions, then I'll field them.
Had a paid, if it became a paid site, you'd be at the top of the ratings or at the side, and then you wouldn't actually pop up.
It's an interesting problem, but without name dropping too much, I know some fairly senior Google employees who might point me in the direction of getting it fairly high on the list. I mean, we could consider actually advertising it.
Yes, if you had a paid, if you became a paid site, you'd be at the top of the ratings or at the side, and then you wouldn't actually pop up.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I think if the website actually did develop, then the Eclipse community could actually start to publicise it more widely, and therefore it would get publicity that way. And I think obviously if you choose an extremely good domain name that actually has Eclipse in the title, then that will also appear quite well on the search. It depends on all the meta characters that are put in the web page as well.
The link farm, or this is called, is of course link rot, as it's called, that websites just disappear or change their address. After every Eclipse, in the weeks afterwards, I collect about every link to Eclipse reports about this particular one, and others do the same. And if you go back to these collections just after a year or so, many of these websites have disappeared into nirvana. So the question is, for scholarly use, it would be good to also preserve the original material somewhere in an accessible way. If you just regularly copy everything on DVDs and put them away somewhere. But if a real scholar goes after this and wants this material, then working with an old, retired link farm is really not the way to go. Or would that be a compromise? Would that be a compromise solution?
Well, we have to start somewhere, and I don't think I'm proposing that I actually start up an archiving site. In other words, if the site disappears, then that's not my problem, to be quite blunt. But there are many ways of checking whether, in fact, links are still active or not. And I think at say you did every 6 months a check which links are active, and you either deleted them or replaced them with a more up-to-date one, it would have to be more of a manual task, I think. But you're quite right.
Can you please define the term ephemera?
Oh, the word ephemera. I don't know the exact dictionary definition of ephemera, but what I mean by ephemera is little things like T-shirts or stamps or material that's been produced in order to promote or commemorate an eclipse. So, you know, eclipse glasses, pictures of eclipse glasses, or badges or T-shirts, or that's that kind of thing. Does that answer the question?